Hi YouTube family, welcome back to Springs of Living Water. It's me, Tracy. How are you doing? I pray that you are doing well. I pray your families are well. I pray you've been having a great week. Well, it's just Monday, so great weekend so far. And have a blessed week. I pray that for you. Okay, so I had planned on making about 3 videos concerning service and the call to serve. And this is going to be my last video on that subject because considering I'm talking about service and serving Yahuwah the way he has called us to, is that I have been in disobedience when it comes to how he has called me to serve. For reasons I won't get into it because, it will just be like playing my little tiny violin for you. We won't do any of that. However, I love it when he speaks to you and he opens your eyes and you realize how far off track. I mean, not like far, but hey, I guess it depends on the person, but how off track you really are. And then when you realize it, you're like, okay, I kind of thought that's what you said, but I wasn't sure. And it is this second guessing that I've realized I do. So before I just dive in real quick, I just want to say this because it came up while I was I was taken back into the book of Exodus. And one thing I just kind of started noticing about myself is that when I start trying to talk myself out of something, or when that voice is like, oh, but, however, I always, it's crazy because you would think I would have realized this, but I didn't until recently. So okay, judge me or you like, whatever. But I forget that that voice that's saying no, or that's saying, oh, but I'm not sure, it's saying that to something that has been said, to something that has come up in whatever way it's come up. And in realizing that it's then a case of, even when that voice comes, oh, but I don't think, to then sit and, go through that process, fine, it's, it is what it is, my mind works how it works. But then to go back to the original thought or the original idea that was put forward, and then say, right, this is what I've been told to do. And in my own power, in my own might, in my own thought, I'm trying to get out of it because I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think I can. I don't think I'm strong enough. I don't think I'm this. Whatever reason it may be, I am trying to work my way out of it. But here is the thing. You then end up getting so focused on the yeah, but, however, that you actually then forget about what was said in the beginning to bring you to this point of yeah, but, no, but, however, and maybe. So I've really realized that about myself. And, we're a work in progress, all of us. We are a work in progress. But it's in that I've realized that I've been in disobedience. So now I have to be obedient. And I've told myself, Tracy, be obedient. It doesn't matter what people think. It doesn't matter what they say. You just know that you're doing what you're told to do. Just stick to that. Just stick to that. And then the funniest thing is that just now I got my workload and my notes and stuff. And I was about to kind of just go through the notes to do the video. And then a video came up for me, and the lady, what is it called? Circles of Life with Angela. I want to say Angela only because obviously I'm recording with my phone. Can I go in? Okay, yeah, I can. Yeah, I guessed it right. Circles of Life with Angela. There's a video that it's been coming up a bit, and so I watched it. And then watching it, it's like word for word what the conversations I've been having with myself over the last few days. Sorry, I'm looking down because of it's like word for word the conversations I've been having with myself over the last few days. It's like, do what you're told, do what you're told, be in obedience, be in obedience. Now is the time. And if you don't do it now, my friend, you're going to be in trouble. Okay, because I was led back to Ezekiel chapter 3, where it talks about, if I send you to do something or warn people or give this message and you don't, and people die, you will be responsible. Like, their blood will be on your hands. Their blood I will require from you, Yahuwah says. However, if you go, you do what I said, you warn them, you give the message, and they don't listen and they perish, well, then you've done your bit and your soul is saved. So that's really been ringing really deep for me. So that is how I'm moving forward. And the great thing, it is a biblical new year. How amazing is that? And I want to do this video before the eclipse because I do want to watch it. I want to watch it while I'm praying. So yeah, okay, so let me get into this video. I'm going to try to make it as concise and as on point as possible, because again, it's not about the idea that I originally had, because the idea I originally had was my idea. It wasn't an idea. It's not what I was told to do from Yahuwah. So if you haven't watched the first one, go watch it. I'll put it somewhere around. You probably either come up or it will come up soon. I'll put it up there for you. I did want to put this out when I was in that time of how do I serve you, and just feeling and hearing, serve me in the positions you are now. So he led me to think about this. Think about the positions you're in. Think about the roles that you have now, the places you are now, and the roles that I have put you in right now. So I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I'm an auntie, I'm a colleague, I'm a friend, right? These are all positions that I'm in now. I'm a cousin. So serve me in those positions that you are currently in now. And when you think about that, you actually think about, I'm in a lot of positions. I can in ways influence or show the glory of God to people that I was almost putting aside, because I think it has to be done in a way that is external and in the world. We forget, and this is the thing, we forget about our families, we forget about our immediate circles, we forget about them so quickly when it comes to serving the Lord. If that's not you, then you know what, I think that's great. I just think generally, okay, generally, it becomes this external thing about people and people in the church and all the other people. And we never put that time and that focus. Actually, it starts at home. It starts with your family. Because even looking at, it's in Titus. I thought I'd written it down. It's in the book of Titus, and either chapter 2 or chapter 3. And it talks about when the church is looking to appoint a pastor or a deacon, they actually look at how the pastor or the deacon governs their home, how their children are, how their wife is, what the home looks like. Because if you can't govern your home in a righteous and godly way, well then how do you think you'll be able to do that in a church or on a much bigger and larger scale? And many people are good at playing the part. Yes, everyone, I think generally people are very, 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 very good at that. When they're outside, they put on this front, they play this part, they play the part very well. However, we don't want to play the part, do we? We want to actually walk how we talk. We want to, we want to do exactly how we are outside, or how we are in the world, or how we are externally with other people is exactly how we are in our homes. It is how we are with our family. And so if anybody was to come to approach a family member, or approach somebody you work with, or approach somebody that your local butcher, whoever they approach, that each person that they approach will have the same thing to say about you. They will, because you're the same throughout. So that was big, and I was like, thank you, Yahuwah, because that is amazing, and I get it. We want these big platforms, and why, right? Why do we think that's the only way we're able to make a difference? Is having these big platforms, or being able, being able to reach millions and millions of people. Because I remember I watched this one time and somebody said, because your reaching of millions and millions of people might be through your daughter or through your friend. You might inspire them and help them and plant the seed of Christ, and then Christ takes over and he does the work, and then they'll go and they'll be the ones to influence millions and millions of people. And I mean, think about it, just like Abraham was the one that was given that promise to begin with. I will take your children into the promised land. Your descendants will go to the promised land. He never saw it. Well, I guess he walked, he walked through. He walked through, but he never actually experienced that promise. But he was the one to start it. And it is through his obedience. It was through his love for following Yahuwah and his obedience to Yahuwah that then led for the descendants to get there. So let's not just think that it has to be this big thing and it has to be outside. If anything, first and foremost and only, be focusing on in your home. And on that note, in your home, first and foremost, it has to be you. How are you serving him? You're reading his word. You're learning what you're learning. You're growing in the spirit. Now, you have to look at yourself, examine yourself like we said before. Examine yourself and say, okay, now how am I serving him with myself? How am I serving him with my speech? How am I serving him with my actions? How am I serving him in my thoughts? How am I serving him with what I spend my time, what I do during the day, how I spend my time? How am I serving him? Just me as a body, me as a person. Forget, quoting scripture and motivating others. Forget others. How am I, me solo? How am I glorifying him? So, and again, I was like, yeah, I hear you. I hear you, and I'm sorry. And of course, I repent. I ask for forgiveness. And then, now knowing better, we start doing better, right? So, I next want to talk about, kind of online with that, is we say, okay, I hear you told me to do this, but I don't think I can do that yet. I don't think I can make videos because I don't have a high-end camera. I don't have these big lights. I don't have. So you know what? Let me work on getting that. And then once I get that, then I will do. How you are now, what you're doing now with what you've been given is how you be and how you behave when you're given more. If I'm stingy now with what I have, I'm going to be stingy when I'm a millionaire. If I'm giving now with little that I have, I'm going to be giving when I become a millionaire. If I'm loudmouth, rude and obnoxious now, I'm going to be that way whenever, right? You see my point. So it's about changing our hearts now, changing our minds now, changing ourselves. This is the time it's great to change ourselves because change needs to be done. And that is the whole point. You went to Christ, you came to Christ and you gave your life. It's because you realize how wicked you are and how wicked you've been, and you want to change. And you want to change according to his ways. So waiting until I have this or waiting until I have that may, I'll tell you now, that may never come. Because I was even like putting this video off to then do what else I was told to do. Because I was like, okay, I'm getting a new camera, let me get that. And once that comes, I sort it out and then I'll do that. So I put it off. Now, I just returned the camera today because it's giving me issues. So then I thought, okay, let me return it. And then let me order another one. And then when that comes, and I literally heard, you're doing it again. You're doing it again. Forget all that stuff. Yes, it's great, it's nice, the aesthetics, yay, whatever. However, we don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. You have a perfectly working camera now, use that for now, and then when all that comes, then you can carry on. Delivery. And then there was a delivery. So stop putting off what you can do now. Start small. It comes reminded so much over the last few days in regards to the one talent. He gave one, he gave one two, he gave one five. And it's just like he's only going to give you what you can handle. If you can't handle five, let's be honest, he couldn't handle five because he couldn't handle the one. He couldn't even think, okay, what can I do with this one, right? So it's not always about having more. If I have more, then I'll be able to. If I have this, I'll be able to. If I have that, I'll be able to. Right now, I don't have that, so I don't know how I can do it. If he's told you, it's because he's given you everything that you need to do it. So get out of your head, get out of perfectionism. You can't, everything can't be perfect off the bat. No way. No way. It can't be perfect off the bat. And that's the kind of pressure I was putting on myself. And that is why I was being in disobedience. Because I was putting so much pressure on myself in the sense that I am not where I think I need to be to do this. I don't think I'm strong enough or in the spirit enough to do this. Then the question comes, well, when will that be? How will you even know how to identify that? He's giving you this for a reason. He's given it to you now for a reason. Just do. I'm getting there. I'm a work in progress, people. I'm a work in progress, as we all are. Okay. Now, I'm going to finish this off because, again, this video was in disobedience, but I did want to finish it off in some shape or form. So that's why I'm doing it this way. Now, we pray to be used, yet cower from the ways he then reveals that he wants to use us. I say cower because I was being cowardly. I was. It is what it is. We pray, use me, use me, use me. Father, use me. I'm here for you. Use me. I want to serve you. Use me, use me, use me. Then it says, okay, fantastic, great. Go do this. And sometimes because we think that, okay, I'm not ready yet, or we think, that's not quite what I had in mind. I thought you'd want to use me here, or use me in this way, or use me in that way. But he's like, well, you said to use you, and this is the way I'm choosing to use you. And thank you, Holy Spirit. He knows us better than we know ourselves. He knows us before we were even formed in the womb. So why do we act like, I don't think I'm suited there. I don't think I'll do great there. I don't think I'm able. I never realized how selfish or how selfish we can be. And it's so disappointing, but it's great that we realize it and we work on it and we grow from it, right? However, so yeah, like ask yourself, have I been sent somewhere? But because of my understanding of what I think my strengths are, or what I think I should do, or where I think it will be great for me to go, I'm too focused on that, and so I'm being disobedient. No, that was me. That was me. Past tense. I won't be disobedient anymore. No, I won't. So yes, it comes down to obedience. And if there's one thing about service and serving, is you have to submit to your master and be obedient to your master. They said go here, you go. They said go there, go. They said no, you don't focus on that, focus on something else. I know you're good at that, but that's not what I'm asking you to focus on. You do as they have commanded you. Submission and obedience. Submission and obedience. I've kept asking, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? And the whole time he's told me what he wants me to do. Even in my learning about this certain area and learning about what certain things mean, it's very clear. It's very clear. But yet I'm like, oh, and what will people think? And and what will people think? And what if they, what if? Well, what if? What if? If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. What is more important to you? What they think, what they say, or what Yahuwah has said and how he has sent you to do what he has sent you to do? And it's a difficult thing sometimes to get out of that mind frame, and to serve him, to actually, truly, physically, and fully serve him. And here's the thing, it reminds me of Exodus. In Exodus, when Moses and Aaron go to Pharaoh and they're like, Yahuwah says, let my people go so they may serve me. And I was reading that this time round, and instead of reading it as, let my people go so they may serve me, what I heard was, let my people go so they may serve me. Right now they are serving you, which was the case. They are serving you. But I need them to serve me. So let them go so they may serve me. We are freed so we can serve Yahuwah. We are redeemed and given life again so we may serve him. Not us and not other people. So let my people go so they may serve me. Not so they may serve me. No. So they may serve me. So they can no longer serve you. They will no longer serve you. They will no longer serve anything or any other God, lowercase g. But they will just physically and ultimately and wholly and forever and ever, they will just serve me. That was the point. We are freed to serve Yahuwah. So now he has called you to serve me. He has given us his commandments. He has given us his statutes. They're all in the word. They're all in the word. They're all there. And that is how we serve him. And then he gives us individual tasks and individual commissions. And it says, right now, I want you to do this, and I want you to do that. And your destinies are tied to this. Our destinies are tied to our obedience. So you also want this and this and this and this, but it's like, well, you can't have it because you're not walking in obedience. And walking in obedience is all tied and connected together. So you better get in line. Get in line and start being obedient. I'm going to leave that video there. Thank you for watching. I want to watch the eclipse and I want to be praying while I'm watching. Happy New Year! Yay! April 8th. Happy New Year! It's going to be an intense year, but it's going to be a marvelous, wonderful year. Because if you're with the Father, you know you're safe. You know He's got you. He's got me. He's got me. My God's got me. He's got me. Only He. A song in progress. We'll get there. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.